So before we start the actual recap, I need to go on a 20-second rant because I don't know why Major League Baseball does not invest into spring training. I have no idea why half the clips in today's recap are going to be from someone's iPhone, some dude named Peter or Jimmy or Jessica who is in the top row of the catwalk of these spring training games. And luckily for us, we get the clips from them as opposed to the social media teams from Major League Baseball. Why is there not a stationary HD camera giving us a live feed of every single game? I don't understand that. Stop the blackouts. Let's get social media teams and cameras at every single game and put clips out into the world.
It's not that hard.
Okay, anyways, sorry, I'm ranting. Blah. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Sorry, I got a little bit flustered in the intro, but you know what? It has to be said. A lot of people have been ranting on Twitter, and I wanted to give you guys a platform to use your voice. And to be honest with you, blackouts and the lack of clips, it's really driving me crazy. But anyways, we have a lot to talk about today. Francisco Lindor made his Mets debut. Same with Trevor Bauer for the Dodgers, so it's going to be a really awesome recap. But before we do that, can we take a look at what the Pirates are doing at their spring training camp? I know if I was a Pirates outfielder, I would be laughing my butt off. What are they doing with these tires? So I assume in the trades of Joe Musgrove and Jameson Taillon and Josh Bell, they threw in a couple tires and now they're putting them to use. To me, I don't understand this drill, so if you're a baseball coach, please try to enlighten me in the comment section down below because, to be honest, this just looks stupid. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that we're going to bring up Gary Sanchez because he hit a ball so far yesterday, I'm not sure it's landed at the time of this recording. But anyways, let's move on to the other New York team. Francisco Lindor is joining the New York Mets. We know that obviously yesterday was a very sad day. It was March 1st, so that was 3-1 day, and Lindor was making his debut. So all around, I was kind of in the dumps, and you guys are really funny. I was totally kidding when I said that you were bullies. I encourage you guys to troll me. It's a lot of fun. It adds to the narrative of being a Cleveland fan because when we win the World Series, it's going to be that much more fun and that much more of a joyous occasion. But anyways, Francisco Lindor made a few plays at shortstop. I don't believe that he got a base hit. He lined out to left field, but for whatever reason, I have to say and make sure that you Mets fans understand this, that for the last 100 games, Francisco Lindor almost has a 730 OPS. So if he starts off slow, just know it's been happening and he's really in a funk and he's going to get out of it either way, but keep that in mind. But might I say, dang, he looks good in blue and orange. Like, the dude was born to be in New York, and not a Yankees player. He was born to wear the orange and blue. Now, he did appear on Hot Stove earlier this morning. I watched it live because apparently he was talking with Sandy Alderson or Anderson, whatever his name is, the GM of the Mets, and apparently they're working out an extension. I fully expect it to happen probably in the 5 to 6 year range. He's going to get paid $200 to $250 million. I mean, between that and New Balance, Francisco Lindor is going to be a very rich man, and New York is going to make him even richer. If you've ever played MLB The Show 16 or 17, this next name is going to give you PTSD. Jake Lamb, also known as Rake Lamb from those two games, from 2016 to 2017, he averaged 30 home runs, 98 RBIs, and he had an 843 OPS. The man can really mash baseballs when he's on top of his game, and the Braves added him to try and compete with Austin Riley over at third base, and he drove in Ronald Acuna Jr. yesterday in his debut. And if you don't remember, when Jake Lamb joined the A's in the second half of 2020, he was a monster. So if Jake Lamb is performing like 2016, 2017 Rake Lamb, the Braves just got a whole lot better, and not a lot of people are talking about that signing, but I did want to bring it up because the guy can mash. Speaking of mashing, I am not going to say anything. I am simply going to play this clip from Gary Sanchez because, oh my God, that sound is a thing of beauty.
Feeling the pump and the energy. That one's driven deep to center field. Hill back on the track, looking up over the batter's eye.
I don't care if you're a physics major or a mathematician and you love StatCast, that ball has not landed. That ball maybe went 800 feet. Seriously, that ball was destroyed. Nah, but all jokes aside, the Yankees are looking pretty good in my opinion to start spring training. Now again, we talked about it yesterday. We're not going to go in depth about the teams themselves because who really cares about spring training wins and losses? But Gary Sanchez with his first home run, Garrett Cole had his first debut, and also Jameson Taillon looked pretty solid in his first Yankee start. So to me, the Yankees are going to be a lot of fun to watch. They have a bunch of new faces. I like them going into the 21 season. They're going to be scary. Now, one more monster home run. Again, again, I mentioned this in the intro, it is coming from an iPhone clip. I don't know why we don't have HD cameras. I mean, there was an HD camera at this one, but it was more of a side angle, so you couldn't really see how far it went. So here we go. We have Sully Matthias with 60 grade power coming out of the Royals camp. He's a prospect that doesn't make a lot of contact, but when he does, it goes a long way. Trevor Bauer made his Dodger debut yesterday, and he was fantastic, and he wasn't even throwing at 100%. He was mixing in his curveball and his fastball. Let me tell you, this curveball right here, this one single pitch reminded me why I thought it was a great idea to quit baseball back in high school, because there's absolutely no way I'm going to put that ball in play. So he looked great. That $40 million, yes, it's a lot of money, but if Trevor Bauer pitches like he did in 2020, I mean, he might be underpaid. He was that good, especially in the playoffs. He was single-handedly the best player in that game, but the Reds offense could not get the job done. Gavin Lux, also on a side note for the Dodgers, he had 2 hits and 3 ABs. If he is Gavin Lux, the prospect that we all expect him to be, I mean, Jesus, this Dodgers team is not fair. The one team that is going to have their hands full with the Dodgers this year, and vice versa, the Padres and the Dodgers are going to go back and forth all year, and a key player maybe for both teams making out of the National League could be Chris Paddock of the Padres, because he had a great 2-inning start yesterday, and if he is looking to repeat his 2019 version of himself, that is going to be an amazing turn of events for the Padres, because they've already acquired Blake Snell and Yu Darvish. They have Dinelson Lamet, so that's already a 3-headed monster. But if Chris Paddock can be 2019 Paddock when he was the Sheriff, he ended that year with a mid-3 ERA and a whip below 1, I mean, the Padres will have a 4-headed monster that you can't really compare them to any other team aside from the Dodgers. It's going to be a scary year for the National League, because there are so many just beastly teams. The Mets, the Padres, the Dodgers. I mean, I'm so excited for this year. If Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani stay healthy and play 140 to 150 games, the 2021 season is going to get even more exciting, and I can say this because Ohtani is looking healthy, and knocking on wood, I believe that he's going to play 140 to 150 games. He has his first start on Thursday or Friday in regards to pitching, but yesterday he racked in 2 base hits. Mike Trout got in on the action as well. Albert Pujols, I believe, had 2 hits, so if they can rake and if they can get some good quality starts from Andrew Heaney and Dylan Bundy and Quintana, the Angels could really shock some people. I have really high expectations for them, and I don't know why. I probably shouldn't. Just, I have that feeling. If we're talking about the highest ceilings in terms of pitching for all of the American League, I would say that Shane Bieber and Tyler Glasnow might be at the top of that list, because Shane Bieber, he's got that wicked curveball. He gets that fastball up to 95, 96. He just won the Cy Young. He was roughed up a little bit yesterday, but I really wouldn't worry about it, because he was working on his fastball yesterday and just getting back into baseball shape. But the other guy that we talked about, Tyler Glasnow, with his 101 fastball, he was striking people out left and right yesterday. However, even though he introduced his brand new pitch, a cutter slider, he had 3 walks in 1.2 innings. Now again, I don't put too much weight into spring training starts, but you want to see command. Maybe he's just not warmed up yet, but 3 walks in just under 2 innings, that's not good. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you believe that Shane Bieber is going to be able to repeat his Cy Young Award season? And also, Tyler Glasnow, do we think that he's going to have an ERA above 4 or below 4? And then even if you want to get into these Saber metrics, his Sierra and his FIP, do you think it's going to be mid-3s or high 4s? To me, I'm hoping for a bounce-back season, because the playoffs, oh God, he was bad. Zach Grinky is one of the more interesting players in all of baseball, and we're going to go ahead and roll a clip of him talking about the most important career milestone of his career, and that is getting to 10 stolen bases and 10 home runs. Not 300 wins, not 3,000 strikeouts, 10 home runs and 10 stolen bases, because currently he's at 9-9, so he just needs 1 more stolen base and 1 more home run, and he's clearly thinking about it.
The only milestone I paid attention to was I wanted to get 10 home runs and 10 stolen bases. And then I got traded to the American League, made it way harder for that to happen. Then I got caught stealing for the first time ever when I was in Houston, because I was wanted to steal so bad. because I knew it might be my last chance to get 10 stolen bases, and then I got caught.
All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. To end today's recap, we're going to show a few highlights from Matt Joyce and DJ Peters because they hit home runs and they played great defense. And Matt Joyce, he's going on, I think, 36 years old. So is he going to make the team? We don't know. DJ Peters just shows that the Dodgers farm system is so deep. I mean, they have players for days. Stay safe out there and enjoy the highlights.
That ball is smoked. If it's fair, it's gone. It's fair, and it's way out of the ballpark.
Not the Dodgers.
Stamos swings and he drives this one toward left center field. Peters dives, makes the catch.
And he is going. The pitch swung on, hit in the air, right field. Towards the line goes Joyce. He lays out, makes a diving catch, hops up, spinning, throws back towards first base.
Curveball, and he hammers it. Deep left. Hilliard going back. He looks up. He watches it go. A two-run.